Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another episode of the news show. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. We got a very long one for you today because, as they said right here in the top, there is not going to be any streams the next 2 Fridays. So I will still put out a news show and probably be a very short one, just promoting something else, that maybe the podcast or something like that. Just keep that in mind. There's a lot of questions in this one, very many questions and answers. So some of them I'll skip because they're a little bit not. Yeah, but you can always go to the description and you can check them all out if you want to do that. And of course, when you're down there, make sure you guys put a comment or maybe a like. That would be so much very appreciated. So let's just jump into the answering questions. Well, the first two things is, of course, Lucian is back. If you don't know that, he's going to be there for a week. As you're watching this, I think he's like 1 day left or something like that. So make sure you go there, get your dragon souls. They only cost 4 dragon coins per soul, so it's very cheap. So definitely for sure go and get your souls in there. There's also an event coming on that is the dev something. What you're able to do is that you're able to get one of those, all the devs got an ally as well made, and they give them out on the stream, and they're very rare in that sense, but you can get one of these boxes and that unlocks a random of the developers allies. So that's an event coming up on the 28th, so that's around 8 days from now or something like that. Probably, yeah, that's probably next Tuesday. But anyways, a lot of questions and answers. As you can see, I could go all the way down here. So many, but like I said, we'll skip some of them, and some of them we'll discuss, of course, a little bit more. First is adding a spectator mode also to Shadow Towers. They didn't create it with that in mind, but they will put it on the list too when they revisit Shadow Towers. So I think that the next update in the new year is going to focus on Shadow Towers again. We did have an update for it, but it was kind of like a little bit of a swing and a miss. But I think the team is way better focused now on what they want to do and put out way better updates and stuff like that, more in depth and more lore kind of style updates. So I think that with that in mind, I think we're gonna have a lot better update to Shadow Towers coming in the new year. So next thing, will Primordial Drake, the new Primordial Drake, of course, use the current Diamond Dragon Egg, and yes, it will have the same setup as all the other ones. So again, save your Dragonites, save your Diamond Dragon Eggs, because there is a new dragon coming, so make sure you save those. Next thing is, will there be new colors types only obtained in U10? And it says sort of, it kind of obtained on the Geo surface zone, where we'll start in U8. So what I think is coming is that it's different zones, like we have like Candoria and all those things. There's going to be a Geo zone as well, and starting all the way from 8. And there's going to be I'm pretty sure it's not going to be gem boxes you're going to open, but it's going to be different materials that's going to make so you can upgrade your gems or something like that, or well, at least your gear. At least that's what I mean, like would upgrade your gear. Next thing is, can you make Bombarel count towards battle mastery? And that's what we talked about previously. They have something to look into it, but they have set a reward. I hope that they will, so everybody can get that level 50 achievement or whatever, but at least get the reward from that. That would be amazing. And it also kind of feels kind of lackluster that I'm only level 30. I would like to make it all to 50, and I don't want to do like an AFK method or anything like that. Don't want to do that. Just want to do Bombarel and get some experience to that old system, if that is still going to hang around, or just remove it. That could also be a thing. Will there be new gear be forced or only obtained in U10? And this is like, there is a new tier coming of gear that you create. It's not going to drop from creatures. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to drop from monsters or anything like that. It's going to be an item or a crafting material that only can be obtained at U10, and then you can upgrade your stellars from that. So you're still probably going to use flux, all the other things that you normally use, eyes, tentacles, whatever, but there's all this new materials that you can't farm now, so people can't stack up on it and just get max in like the first day. People will probably still get max in the first day, but not in like when they exactly lock in. That's what I mean. Next thing is, what will the power rank requirement be for U10? And they say 15, but they're still evaluating, and it is also substance to change. And many people said that it might be 20 because that's kind of doubling up. But I think 20 is too much. I think 15 is a very, very good spot to put it in. Also for the power creep and such, that you don't have to be 26,000 power rank to actually do something in there, but you can actually do it at like 23 or something like that, because yeah. Next thing is, will there be a level cap increase with U10? They say new colors, new tiers, and more mastery earned, but no level cap increase. So they're not looking to do that yet. So we do know that these gems, the new gems that we're going to have, is something going to be in between the other gems. With not a level cap, it's not going to come after or anything like that, or weaved into. It's going to be weaved into like the current, what we have now. So there's going to be more gem slots in that. So that's really good for everyone. So keeping leveling your characters, because then they're going to fiddle it in between. So there's going to be like a new thing already. If you're level 30, there's going to be like a new spots for the new gems in that tab. Or maybe they'll rework the tab to look different, but yeah. Again, their next question is what the plans are after U10. There's a lot of stuff they have, like a Shadow Eves and Snowfest coming up. U10 looks like a winter release instead of a fall release, so they're going to be later than we thought. Shadow Eve will be having new ways to earn the rewards this time due to the feedback. So, of course, Shadow's Eve, that's of course not Christmas. That's the other way around. There's a New Year's, and of course Snowfest is of course Christmas. So I think it's gonna come before Christmas, and there's a question down here. I'm pretty sure actually says all about it, because I do have a little bit, I think, of an edge on it, but we'll get to that when we get later on. Any chance of Luxian selling like rare companions? You know, companions, these are the one for Jude, and possibly, definitely a possibility in the future, not anytime soon. Next thing is, will there be new mastery items with the Shadow Eve? And there will be new shadow items, new items for mastery there on the event around New Year's. Will we be able to play Bomb Around in clubs? It says makes sense, and it could kind of be cool that you'll be able to, something like really crazy would to be turn on battle royale mode in your club, and then you can kind of bomb your it becomes everybody versus everybody, and then you use your club and destroy everything, but then when you turn it off, everything becomes back to what it was. And we kind of funny, kind of crazy. Or you could make a class, club Bomb Royale portal that makes it so it copies completely the world, and you can go in there and you can bomb it out of it, and then it of course resets as the other maps do and such. I don't know how that works too much, but it was kind of a fun idea just to go crazy. Everything you built, like just seeing it destroyed by people, and just have PvP, and if there's something you build, you can murder those people or something like that. Is the new U10 is significantly upgrade compared to the Stellar? Upgrade. We'll talk about in the future. New stats. So new stats, like sort of like armor penetration. So I think they're taking some of the stats out, like stability and such. I'm not sure if any other dragons give stability. I don't think they do. So they could take it out and give it like something like armor pen or something like that makes more sense in stability, because what the stability does, if you don't know, it basically just makes, if you have a lot of it, you don't get pushed back by monsters so much, and you don't get pushed back that much, so you really don't go for it. It's a nice to have stability, don't get pushed around, but it's not that big of a deal. There will be a little difference in the straight upgrading to Stellar. Okay, so a little to straight up to Stellar, not to the next thing. Previously, they've said that everything we do with gems now is not wasted in the new games. Is that the case? Yes, of course, it's still the case that everything you do now with your gems, keep doing it, augment your things, upgrade them, whatever. Nothing is going to change there. So make sure you just keep doing that until when it comes out. Right. Next thing is, of course, the U10 using the mechanics that are introduced in Geode first phase. So we know there's a first phase, second phase, and the third phase of this. And of course, you're not going to use the companion and modules. We said that in previous news shows. But yeah, companions and modules is only for Geode, what we have now. And U10 and everything was coming later doesn't have anything to do with now. So yeah, if you're sick of upgrading your modules or something like that, or playing Geode, you don't have to do it anymore. we did it before we knew that this was confirmed. Can we here expect details about the Tomb Raiser? It will be out next year, so we'll probably soon also hear some more about that. Something about biomes and biomes, and of course the sub-biomes. They say that it's called sub-biomes. Most sub-biomes do not obviously have it. The new Geo servers are sub-biomes too, so it might be that it's sub-biomes inside other biomes, like it's a spot inside a regular biome, and we'll have to see what it's going to be its own biomes, or is it going to be a sub-biome. That's very interesting to get. Again, will GeoCase get more expansion on or depth, or is class to compete content, right? Oh, completed content, right? The expansion to case will come, and there's also a new companion coming in U10, so that's good. Can we get more daily Geo quest line low limits? We'll pass it along and talk about it. So right now the quest line, the limits is only 20. It could be awesome if it was a little bit more, but 20 is still quite a lot, I would say. Will we see more Bomber Rail power-ups? There will be new maps, bomb skin, but new plans are for power-ups. When will the Shadow Eve event plan for? Okay, so Shadow's Eve. Oh, it's actually, sorry, that's Shadow's Eve. That's, I'm totally wrong on that. Of course, Shadow's Eve is Halloween. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I forgot all about it. It's of course not the New Year's event. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. When 23 of October will it of course be out? Sorry about that. But yeah, October 23. That will be the Shadow's Eve. So that's right before I go to America. Will the resources in Cave for Geo be on Geo service? Geo service will have a new set of resources, like we said, new resources, probably towards upgrading the new thing. That's all you're gonna say right now. So I think it's kind of confirmed that it's new resources we need to upgrade to, that only is gonna be allowed to get when you're there, so you can stack up on old things and stuff like that and just have everything. Are you aware of current Ice Age and Revenant exploits? Yes, they're aware of it, and they are going to fix it. They're talking about will Bomber Rail get duo or squads, like for example Fortnite or whatnot, and they're looking into getting a duo version. That would be kind of awesome. When is the next costume sale coming? I'm gonna skip that. Will there be a U10 Shores of Everdark? And they say not at this time. Again, they say, will Clash Gem currently obtained be able to unlock new types of gems that will be used in U10 Shores of Everdark? They say that no U10 Everdark, no answer how the Clash Gem is going to be obtained, but they say as well as new passive. So they are teasing that there's going to be new passive for empowered gems, or maybe that they've talked about that in previously. Is all the economy cleanup finished? They say it's almost complete, and the restrictions are gonna be lifted early next week. And here is what I mean. Like, when is the Hardy Party Pack 2 released? And they say November. So I talked to, if you've seen it on the podcast, Komar said that the next pack was going to be released in the U10 update. So now we have the one pack until the next pack comes out, and that's going to be in U10. So I'm not saying confirmed 100%, but I'm just saying November is a really, really good suggestion, or really, really good answer for when it's coming out. So I'm still counting on when November. That's still my goal, or my guess, I guess. Do you have any plans to adding moderators to the global chat? I think I'm going to skip that one. I'm just going to skip the next one as well. It's again, will the new empowered gems with the new color drop from old empowered gem boxes? They will not drop from old boxes. So many people are stacking up on the Prime World gem boxes because they drop all different kinds of gems. And at least not the old empowered gem boxes is not going to drop them. So you don't have to save them up. You can if you're not really looking for anything, I guess. But and of course, also you can take a chance on the other Prime boxes if you want to do that. But I don't think there's going to drop from that either. There's a kind of a chance. Next thing is they're talking about making shadow bosses harder, and they will of course do that, evaluate it when the next Shadow Tower update is coming out, like we talked about earlier. Improved bugs, they improved the improvement, they're going to continue to fix the fixes. All right. Can we have a method of adding farm gym booster boxes of outside of spending qubits? So say no plans right there. Any plans on changing Magic Find? Is there something specific? What part of you want it changed? We would love to hear your feedback on this. So if you got anything, suggestions about changing Magic Find, they're really up for it. Next thing, do Uber Worlds matter for the drop rate of dragon fragments? For open world bosses, like these are the ones that's a chocolate dragon, the open deep sea one, the pirate one, and so on. Those you actually kill a dragon to get its fragments. Thus, the Uber World matters. But for all the ones you get from like Infinium or from the sunlight bulbs and from what is it called, the last one, dragon, not dragon, dinos. It does not, of course, so it doesn't matter what you do it, but it does affect it on both Gathering Day and also on Fridays for Dragon Day, of course. Next one, I'm also gonna skip something here that a friend wants to know if they can make a dubstep dragon, and all they have to say is that his friend is a person of fine taste, so maybe we'll see that in the future. Will Shadow Tower bosses be buffed in U10? They say if they again will revisit Shadow Towers in a future update, and they cannot be more clear on it at this moment. Will you make Shadow Towers mounts from bosses more common? They again no, but they will again revisit it in Shadow Towers. We'll be adding in more difficulty in Shadow Towers, not right now, probably in the next one. Here is when something about the Starfire fragments again, and they're talking about again they mentioned last week that they will allow them to drop from all the basic mini bosses of it. Next thing is the last three questions is really not that important, but the last one is of course will PTS be open today? And of course they didn't say so. I kind of went over these a little bit quickly. There was a few that made more sense than others, but yeah, you can go to the description, you can click on the live stream notes and go here and you can read them, all of them, if you want them one more time. Like I said, the new show is going to be a little bit different the next 2 weeks because they're not going to be these live notes that Zero makes. So there'll probably be something different, but there'll still be a new show coming out, of course, like they do us every single week. But if you made it this far in the video, again, make sure you guys like this video, comment below, subscribe, helps me out very, very much and super, super appreciated, really, really is. So again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next new show. Bye.